Hi everyone, my name is Alexandra. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to be talking about comparison. They say that comparison is the killer of joy, and I could not agree more, because I think everybody can recall this one situation when you wanted to start doing something, but you saw somebody else like doing it perfectly, mastering the whole thing that you were about to do, and you were like, I don't want to fail. I don't want to make a fool out of myself. And even if you, made a step and actually started doing the thing, you will all the time just like looking, am I doing the same thing? Am I doing the same thing? And you lost like all the joy from doing the thing that you were about to do in the first place. And I think everyone can recall this like one moment in their life when this happened, like at least one moment, especially now with social media going on. We always try to compare ourselves to the perfect lives that, the people show us on the internet. People usually do not post about, everyday life, like the gray reality. Nobody would want to see it, because when we go online, we want to see some motivation, we want to see something like sparkling, so people always post the ups. They don't want to brag about their downs, like there's no point of that. So with social media and every perfect picture, every perfect video, and saying, oh my god, my life is so amazing, we have the tendency to compare ourselves not only in social media, but we're looking for the perfect moments from other people's lives in everyday life. I think for me it all began in primary school, when they were talking always about the prettiest girl in a class, the prettiest girl in like a dance class, the prettiest girl in this room, the prettiest girl. There was always the prettiest girl, and it is really hard not to let it get into your mind, especially when you're a kid, or you're growing up, you want to get into society and make friends and stuff like that, and you hear something like that. It's like, I'm having brown eyes, she's having blue eyes, oh my god, I will never be like her. And there comes the jealousy and negativity, and just the killer of all the joy like about yourself when you're comparing yourself to others. I think it is especially for women, like it sucks, because we're being always compared to. Like I've heard so many times, if somebody wants to give me a compliment, they're like, yeah, you're the prettiest one here. I'm like, baby boy, you don't need to bring other women down. Because I've heard myself also when they said this exact comment to my friends, and it is not fun to hear it from other person's perspective, because it's like, well, I tried and I'm still not there. And the thing is, there does not need to be like a competition, because everybody's different. There is none the exact person that looks like you. One person's perfect example can be other person's nightmare. Like for example, mine and my bestie's taste in men. I can see the man she's dating, I'm like, it all depends on your taste. So when you hear something like that, it's all about from this person's perspective. But still, it is not nice to be, compared to others. And because of the whole, background from your childhood, even like I'm saying from elementary school, from social media, we have the tendency to compare ourselves to others. We are being compared to others enough from other people. We do not need to do it ourselves. Even sometimes when we start doing something, even if we start going to the gym, we see all of those beautiful bodies from people that, I don't know, have been going to the gym for 2-3 years now. And we're like, damn, I feel bad. I feel bad in my own skin, because come on, like, look how they look how I look. I feel weird, I feel judged. Nobody is judging you as much as you judge yourself. That is like the main point. People who actually got something, in the area that you're starting, will never judge you. Like the singer will never judge you for taking singing lessons. The Olympic champion will never judge you for starting something with the sports. Bodybuilder will never judge you for going to the gym. People who actually got something from their life in the area that you're starting to, they will never judge you for starting to do the thing, for making the first step. Because in order to actually get something, you need to make the first step. You cannot go like from 0 to 100. There's like, you have to go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. There, like, you cannot skip the part. It is really hard though when we start to do something and we see other people, being so successful in it. It's all about your own timelines. And the thing is that if they got something in their timeline, so fast, it doesn't mean if you don't get, in the same timeline, you will not get it at all. No, you will get it. But just, you have to wait. You have to be patient because everybody's timelines are different. My mom met my dad when she was 20 and they fell in love and they've been together ever since. It doesn't mean that I'm gonna meet my soulmate when I'm 20. I could have met him, a couple of years ago. I can meet him, a couple of years from now. I have no idea. So like everybody's timelines is different, and it doesn't make, that she met him when she was 20 and I will meet him when I'm 24 or 25. It doesn't say anything about us. It doesn't say that, oh my God, I'm worse than her because I met him, later. So what? Everybody has their own timelines. When it comes to the things we can control, when it comes to the things we cannot control, like for example, we cannot control when we meet our soulmate. We can, put ourselves out there, but it doesn't always, happen when we want it to. It usually doesn't. And the things we can control, like for example, losing weight or gaining weight, when somebody want to gain muscles. Like you can control when you're going to the gym, how much you eat, things like that. But you will never get like the full control. It's always just like, you will get it in your own timeline. If it's meant for you, it will find you, but you're in your own timeline. When we compare ourselves to others, we put, the spotlight from our life onto somebody. It's not that when we do something we think about us doing it. No, we always have in back of our minds like the person that we're comparing ourselves to. Even when I'm now recording the video, I have so many inspirations from other YouTubers and I'm recording it and I am also comparing myself to them. But the key is, this is what I've been saving. The thing is, I do not compare myself and get jealous and kill the joy of doing it. No, I get inspired. And because I started to look at somebody, I'm like, oh my God, they achieved so much. And the thought that is going, after is not, oh, and I did not achieve it. No, the thought is, and I can do it too. So that is the difference, like from comparison, from negative comparison and from this jealousy to others. It's not, oh my God, and I haven't done it and they did so good and I still haven't. No, if they did it, I can do it too. So that is so amazing. And I think comparison is not necessarily bad if you can do it right. I did not stop comparing myself. I do compare myself to others a lot, but I get inspired. Like even I met, some friends from university and the guy told me that he's learning Chinese. The girl told me she's learning Japanese. I wasn't like, and I know nothing about those languages. Oh my God, I suck. No, I was like, oh my God, that is so amazing. I think I'm gonna start learning other languages too, because I'm now learning Italian. Like I have to, because everybody's speaking Italian and I need to start. When I see somebody with muscles, because I am now on my journey that I wanna, strengthen my body like so much. I wanna gain muscles a bit. And when I see somebody with like some girl with really, strong arms, I'm like, wow. And I'm not like, oh my God, and my arms are just like, sticks. No, I'm like, oh my God, she did it. I want to do it too. I cannot wait until I look like that, until I have like those, muscles on my arms. I'm like, this is so amazing. Like it's still, it's waiting for me. Like I'm gonna get there. You get inspired and you get even more motivation. You get even more joy because you're like, oh my God, I cannot wait until I get it. It is still waiting for me. It has not happened yet, so I still get this joy from this journey, from achieving this goal. This is still waiting for me. This is still in the future. It is so, so amazing. The whole key is after you have this thought, after you have this, they have it, like you see, what you want, like in other people, you see what you want for yourself. The second thought, you don't think, oh, I still don't have it. I'm worse than them. I'm like, you don't take a step back. No, you get even further. You get, I will have it too. Oh my God, that is so amazing. This is actually how happiness looks like for me. This is like my goal. This is my goal that I've been visualizing, in my head. And I see that. And I can see it from other person's perspective. And I will look like that too. And people will also, admire me. It will also admire this characteristic of mine. I am very into spirituality. And I do believe also that like, we're whole, like everybody is just like one. We're one. If you're, hurting somebody, you're hurting yourself the same. So if somebody achieved something, it also should bring you up because you're like, oh my God, we're the same. Like we're actually like, we are all the whole, So when they did it, oh my god, I can do it. Oh my god, that is so great. And be joyful for others. Like you see somebody just achieving this goal and you've been working for it for years, you know, and they started and they already achieved. This is their timeline, this is your timeline, doesn't matter. You saw it, you saw somebody, you know, achieving this goal. Be joyful for them, because that is the key. Like the more joy you are giving to others, the more joy you feel, and the more upbrought you become. Upbrought, I don't know if that's a word, but anyway, you know what I mean. You bring up your energy, you become joyful for other people, and it's just like, it's all also just like manifesting it for yourself, because it is changing your perspective, it is changing your mindset. And when you program your mind like that, it's over for the jealousy. It's actually over. The first days that me and Julia lived together, she told me she never saw me being jealous. She never saw me, you know, being envious about anybody. And I feel your joy for me, I feel your happiness that I got it. And this is so inspiring, and this is so actually I'm bringing, and this is such a good characteristic. I was crying at that point. I realized it fully when she, you know, just brought it up. I think it is because I just stopped doing the negative comparison. I stopped being, you know, killing my motivation because somebody has it and I'm not. Just because they have it doesn't mean I will not have it. The source of us achieving our goals is limitless. Like I can get my fitness goal and they can do it too. Their success does not, you know, take away yours. And so many quotes are on Pinterest about it, or Instagram, like on all over social media, but nobody actually fully understands it. And when you actually like get it into your mind and try to second the thought, you know, of they have it, actually being like, oh my god, that's so amazing. Like try to program your mind that way. Just like, you know, chill, especially like when you're meditating, try even do some mantras, you know, like, oh my god, I'm so happy for other people's success because it means that I still have my success. Like that my success is waiting for me around the corner, because so many people around me are successful. That means, oh my god, that is so good, because if people around me are successful, that means that I will be successful too, you know, they will bring me up with them. So this is so cool. You should be very happy because the success is all around you, and you can be inspired by it, you can be brought up, you know, by it, and you can even ask for the tips. Like you can be like, oh my god, how did you do it? If they did it already, it is easier for you to actually do it. And this is amazing. This is actually like easier for you. We are all different if we're comparing physically to one another. Just because I have brown hair, brown eyes, and the girl has blue and the girl has blue eyes and blonde hair, does not mean that she's better than me or that I'm better than her. Because I was talking about it at the beginning. Like it is all about somebody's taste. It is all about somebody's, you know, preferences. Like for example, I like this kind of man. My best friend like this kind of man. I would never date the man that, you know, she likes. I'm just from, you know, visual aspects. I'm not attracted at all, which is a good thing, like to the man she dates. And when she sees, you know, the man that I have a crush on or that I'm attracted to, she's like, ew. How? Everybody's taste is different, and if somebody is saying, you know, oh my god, this girl is the prettiest, this girl is so pretty, and we see it, we're like, I'm completely different. Oh my god, does that mean that I'm so, you know, far behind? This is creating all of the thoughts, but like I say, if you're aware that you're, you know, comparing yourself, you can stop the thoughts and you can be like, I'm just different. This is the other thing. Like if it's not about the goals, if it's not about achieving, if it's about, you know, being, and you're just different totally, you're not worse or you're not better, you're just different. Everybody's beauty is different, everybody's life is different. So if I can compare, oh my god, they have this and that, and I don't have it, okay, but I have this and that. So it's like they have some completely different things than I do. Why comparing it? It's also like the movies, you know, every person is like, you know, another movie. So I could never choose my favorite song, my favorite film, my favorite color even. And I would never say I never say this is the prettiest woman I know. No, I always say this is one of the prettiest women I know. Like for example, my mom, I consider her her beauty, her face card is like eternal, you know? And like I see her, I'm like, she's one of the prettiest women I know. And I can say it, you know, without blinking, because for me, for my taste, for how I see her, she is one of the prettiest women I know. But I would never say like she's the prettiest woman I know. No, because there are so many, you know, beautiful women, like gorgeous women around me. And all of their beauties are completely different. Like my mom, for example, she has curly black hair. She always straightens them, but still she has curly black hair. She has hazel eyes. She has, you know, high cheekbones. She has very, very visual bone structure. And she doesn't have, you know, the full lips. And she is, like I'm saying, she's one of the prettiest women I know. Julia, on the other hand, my roommate, she's blonde. She has green eyes and she has full lips. And she doesn't have, you know, this very visual bone structure as much as my mom. They have completely different, you know, beauty. And in my opinion, they're both so gorgeous. I could never say like which woman from my life is the prettiest because they're all so different. I could never choose because we are all different. I've heard lately some compliments like, but you're so prettier than her. I'm like, stop. Don't say that. Just stop comparing your beauty to other people or even others people beauty to others people beauty, you know? Like, stop comparing the beauty. This is, don't. Be aware of your comparison, of when you're comparing yourself to others. Be aware of that and try to change it. Try to be inspired by it. And like I was saying, the positive comparison is when you compare yourself to other people and you get inspired by it. This is very positive. But also what positive like comparison is comparing yourself to yourself. When you are comparing your past version to your now version, it is the biggest motivation ever. One, if you see that now, like you now is worse, you're like, oh my god, but I had this, so I can still achieve it. Like I can have it in my future version. And each second that passes by, your current version is actually your past version. So like whatever you're doing right now is actually just bettering yourself all the time. If you're bettering yourself now, you're bettering yourself like the future you that is going to be like in 1 second, in 10 seconds, in I don't know, a few days, in few months, in few years. Like if you are comparing your past self to your now self, you're like, oh my god, I got so much worse. Like what is going on? And this can get you so motivated, like, but this is actually me. Like I can have it. I already have this. If you're comparing your now self to your past self and you see, look how much I've grown, I need to do that more, I need to go even higher, you know, you get motivation because you see how much of a journey you already came, so you still can go through so much more because you already made the steps. So these are like completely different things, because in one situation you can, you know, be worse than your past self and you can be like, okay, I had it before, I can have it now. The second option is when you got, you know, so much better, you still can get it even better. So I feel this is all about the mindset, and the shift is awareness and watch what is going, you know, after the thought of comparison. Because if the thought is, you get inspiration, this is so amazing, this is good for you, do that more often. But if the thought is, oh my god, and I do not have it, and you're like feeling, you know, more down than you're being up, go back, still compare, and be like, I can do it, I'm gonna do it. Be joyful, compare, but in positive aspect. Compare yourself. You need to compare yourself, but in positive aspect, and compare yourself to yourself. I think this is all that I wanted to say in this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, leave a like and maybe comment onto some of the thoughts that you have had during this video. I will be very pleased to read the comments. I always love like when somebody comments on my videos. If you want to stay here for longer, maybe subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I hope to see you in my next videos. Love you. Bye.